The latest fashion is sartorially splendid, but that means the Emperor has no clothes when it comes to scoring baskets. Hawks are definitely seeking a new look as far as results back at Phillips Arena tonight. We welcome the Phoenix Suns to our town, and unfortunately for them, their most lethal weapon isn't available. But our shorthanded squad will take any edge they can get. And Tim Hardaway Jr. has reached double figures in scoring 53 times this season. 19 20-point outings. We're going to need that and more. It's all next on Hawks Live. Hawks Live is presented by BMW. On this final Tuesday of March, the O must go. Our side needing to end the 0-for-7 slide, Tori and Prince. Our visitors from Phoenix, 0 for their last 8 games. Dennis Schroeder knows that. Crucial, Lovin, crucial. There are only 9 games left in our season, and the grind doesn't slow down because you're shorthanded. Dwight Howard, more on his shoulders than ever. We say, get ready for basketball, folks, because we are ready for the Hawks and the Suns here at Phillips Arena, and the Hawks desperately needing to stop the 7-game slide that they're on at the worst time of the season. Thanks for joining us, everyone, and welcome to Hawks Live. Andre Aldridge, along with the world-renowned Stinger. That's Mike Glenn, and it is indeed go time on this Tuesday night.
Yes, it is. You know, they've had a few problems now, but you have to put these 7 games behind you and look for a little more offense to hopefully get that win tonight to snap the streak.
And the biggest story as far as Hawks Nation is concerned is the status of Paul Millsap. We knew he was out. We didn't know when he was coming back, but we found out last night that unfortunately Paul had a procedure, a non-surgical procedure done on that bulky left knee. So the Hawks so far this season, well, they played without him 8 times. It's been 5 times during this current losing streak, and we haven't come close to winning any of the games we played without him. He will be reevaluated. He will be officially out for the next 3 games. Mind you, the 4th game from now is the second of a back-to-back on Sunday. So the Cavalry really not coming as far as Millsap is concerned. We take a look at our Comcast Business Eastern Conference standings as we sit here right now. We are tied for 5th place with Milwaukee and Indiana. Miami sitting in the 8 hole right now, and we are definitely going the wrong way. Hopefully going to change that thing and around, Stinger. What about our big man?
Well, I mean, you have to miss Millsap. He does so many big things and small things for this ball club. Stabilizes you on defense, scores tough buckets on offense, gets to the free throw line, administers body blows, gives them positive leadership of hard work. So they miss so much in Millsap. But all those players are terrific defensive players. So the defense is really struggling without them, and the offense has also.
Well, okay, so again, left knee synovitis for Paul Millsap. You saw the defensive thing because we've been without Thabo Sefolosha and Kent Bazemore.
Right.
Where does the offense come from tonight?
Well, they got to look to guys that are proven scorers. They need some help on the perimeter, okay. Andre. The body blows, the points in the paints have been pretty good. Calderon is a career high percentage shooter. Needs to knock these jumpers down from the outside. There's Prince, there's Schroeder. Perimeter jumpers is what the Hawks need. You have to take some pressure off the interior game by giving some outside jumpers. So these guys have got to scramble and hustle and find a way to get it done.
What about Ersan Ilyasova, the vet?
Yeah, you know, he's a proven scorer also. He's done it for years from the perimeter. They don't forget, the jumper is still there. Fine-tune it. Believe in that jumper. They've got to get perimeter offense going to take pressure off Dwight Howard and Dennis Schroeder, who's getting to the lane effectively along with THJ, but they just need those perimeter scores.
And again, you mentioned Ersan Ilyasova, but look at these numbers and look at With or Without You. I think that was a big-time song in somebody's charts, but the points slash per 100 possessions. And with him on the floor for us, almost a 14-point difference. Well, actually, it is a 14-point difference from when he is not out there on the floor. So definitely can be a difference maker with size at both ends of the court.
That's right. He's becoming a very valuable Hawk because he'll go in and rebound. He'll mix it up. Give you some points on the inside, but what they need tonight, points from the perimeter.
All right. Well, some more things to think about are the possibilities tonight where the scoring can come from, because at the start of the game on Sunday against Brooklyn, I thought our center was going to end up with about 50 points and about 50 rebounds. He sure started off looking like that. And for more on that possibility, let's head down to the court, check in for the first time with Bob and Dominique.
Okay, Andre, we come to sing the praises of the big man tonight. Dwight Howard is on track to do something that only Wilt Chamberlain has done, and that is to average 12 points or more, 12 or more boards for a season for a third time. Will did it 3 times. Dwight, it will be his 3rd this year. And he's carrying the load. Stinger talked about the need for the perimeter shooters to come through because Dwight's got it held down inside.
Well, he's really done a great job inside. It's really wreaking havoc. And these big guys are having a lot of problems with Dwight Howard under basket because he's moving so many of those big guys around. And when he gets the ball in the paint, then he's going to make great things happen. You see him here on a nice little left-handed bank shot. And again, from a defensive standpoint, he brings so much. And now that offensive game is starting to come. You look at his numbers here, 19 points a game and 14 rebounds in the last couple games. So he is doing the job for the Hawks. Now those shooters going to have to step up because there's no more time to waste here, Bob. Let's call it what it is. These guys going to have to come through and look at this game as a sense of urgency. This is a must-win, in my opinion, for the Hawks.
And that's on the offensive side of the floor. Defensively, the opposition is shooting against the Hawks only 53% in the paint. That's the best number in the Eastern Conference. And a lot of that, of course, is because Dwight is right there in front of that rim.
Oh, no question. When you got a rim protector like Dwight Howard, it gives you other opportunities on offense where you can get out and run, get fast break points, but you got to be willing to run, so you got to be ready. So the Hawks got to have somebody else got to step up in the absence of these 3 guys being out.
Guys, we saw it Sunday. The big fella is having an outstanding first season here back home with the Hawks. Back to you all.
All right, fellas, trying to get by with a little help from his friends. Hopefully we see that on this Tuesday night down there on the floor. We got a lot to talk about over the next half hour, Stinger, so we're going to take our first time out. But when we come back, hey, we're going to explore the other possibilities for the THJ is TNT. Need a little offensive explosion. Will it take it from anybody? But if he brings it, that'll be all good all night. Hawks Live continues right after this. Hawks Live is presented by Toyota. Let's go places. Tuesday night, Hawks have lost 7 straight. Suns have lost 8 straight. The last time 2 teams have lost 7 or more games and met in the NBA. Matter of fact, the last 11 times 2 teams have met with losing streaks of those 7 or more, the home team has won each of those last 11 games. So I think that's a good omen for us, and we need omens and everything else we can get. Let's get some more thoughts on the possibilities for tonight as we head back down to the floor. Check on for the first time with Olivia Harlan.
Hey, Andre, you know, Tim Hardaway Jr. is having his 23rd start of the season tonight. He's taking advantage of the opportunity and really exploring his game now in more time. In this month alone, he's averaging career-high minutes at almost 32 and career-high points at almost 20. Now, in the Hawks' most recent game against the Brooklyn Nets, head coach Kenny Atkinson told me that Tim might have his vote as the most improved player in the NBA this season. He said his jump is so surprising, but not as someone who's worked with him and knows him. He says his natural athleticism mixed with his buy-in that's happened this season, well, you've seen what happens. Now, Tim says even more is asked of him now.
I think so. I'm still learning. I'm learning from the veterans that are out right now. Learning from Dwight, learning from Dennis. Dennis has been here all his, I think this is going on his 4th year now. So he's been here this whole time. So I'm just learning from them and learning from what Coach Bud, what he wants and expects out of us out there on the court. It's huge. So I'm just learning every step of the way and picking everybody's brain.
We're at just about 2 weeks left in the regular season. How would you describe the mindset of the team?
I mean, we're all in right now. We need everybody to be in. There's no choice. We right now, as we stand, we are in the playoffs, and we are a couple of men down going into this home stretch. So we just need for everybody to pick up, build off of what Paul and Bays and what Tabo's been doing for us, and everybody just needs to step up as one, and we have the personnel and leaders to do that.
That last question's a tough one, the mindset of the team right now. We're thankful for his very honest answer. Now, the other night, Taurean Prince told me that Tim's really stepped up his game and had more of a voice in the locker room. So it's undeniable, on and off the court, Tim has had his most progressive month, his biggest growth this year and this month of March, on and off the court. Back to you guys.
All right, Olivia, good stuff there. Look forward to your talk with Coach Bud a little bit later in the show. And we're going to continue with our THA's talk. Matter of fact, let's get to some numbers. Let's get to our inside look. Our Toyota inside look, folks, presented by your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. And over the last 7 games and 4 starts for Tim Hardaway Jr., you see a shade under 20 points per game. And look at the field goal percentage and the free throw percentage, which you need down the stretch there.
Yeah, I mean, he's an essential part of the Hawks offense
yes,
now.
Sir.
He makes things happen, too. Of course, his athleticism, gets out on the break, finishes with authority, takes it to the basket, and I really like the way he attacks the rim. The backcourt for Atlanta is so quick and so explosive, and they can get in the lane. That is so very valuable to this ball club. Points in the paint, they excel at that. That's why we say all they need is a few perimeter points to go with it, and good things can happen for the Hawks.
And, of course, something else to think about, Devin Booker not going for the Suns tonight, a slight ankle injury for him. But the guy who scored 70 points 2 games ago, you can't let your guard down thinking that 70 points is leaving their offense, right?
Absolutely. You have to focus on what the Hawks need, Andre, and they know they need a win. And they feel that if they just get a win, get the momentum, get the confidence going, good things can happen consecutively during the stretch and in the playoffs.
Indeed, you're right. As you saw in our standings, look, it's pigs in a blanket, tied for 5th place now. We need to be trending up and not continuing to ride the elevator down to the basement. We need to take another time out, folks, but still so much more to get to here on this edition of Hawks Live. And I tell you, first start of his young NBA career on Sunday, Taurean Prince. Oh, the moment wasn't too big for him. Sure, his club didn't get the victory, but he has nothing but good things to look forward to tonight. Hawks Live is brought to you by Georgia Power. Suns, Hawks. Suns struggling, Hawks struggling. We're going to make it a Hawks Tuesday night. Let's take a look at our starting lineups for this affair and see exactly who we're seeing out to the floor. And Taurean Prince getting his 2nd start. We'll talk more about that in a moment. Dennis Schroeder and Tim Hardaway Jr. in the backcourt. Dwight Howard in the middle, and as we said at the top of the show, once again, no Paul Millsap, no Thabo Sefolosha, and no Kent Bazemore in the starting lineup for us, and no Devin Booker for the Suns, slight ankle injury. We'll put that for whatever it is. Taurean Prince, first NBA start against Brooklyn on Sunday. 17 points, 6 boards, and up close and personal, you saw some hard work.
I like the confidence that Taurean Prince shows, too, and it exudes into all aspects of the game. Sure, he's strong, he scores points, he plays good defense, but he does other things on the court. Andre, you can have confidence in Taurean Prince. Look at the way he approaches the game. Is any hesitation in that shot? I don't think so. How do you like the way he goes to the basket also? With authority, blocks shots. He has an NBA attitude as a rookie. I like the young man. I think he's doing an outstanding job. He's earned this playing time down the stretch, and he's coming through in flying colors. I think he's going to be a plus during the stretch and in the playoffs.
And again, we appreciate that at this time last year, Taurean's Baylor Bears were losing in the NCAA tournament to an Ivy League school, but Taurean shows that you didn't have to go to the Ivy League to break down what a rebound is all about. That'll live on for the rest of his life.
That was
also on Sunday, not just Taurean getting his first start, but Dennis Schroeder trying to drive the bus the right way. And right now we take a look at our BMW drive of the game, because again, even though the Hawks come up a little bit short, we know that we can't do good things unless that guy does good things. And yes, indeed, doesn't matter which hands, I got to get there, I got to go, and I got to score. Mr. Schroeder, what's your BMW drive of the game? Hawks Live is presented by BMW. Hawks Live is presented by Comcast Business, built for business. Hard to believe our Hawks are 5-12 since the All-Star break, but as Stinger says, you can't carry that baggage with you. Leave that baggage off your tray on a Tuesday night and just focus on the task at hand. And for more thoughts on the possibilities of what can happen, we need to check in with the taskmaster. That's head coach Mike Budenholzer. Here's Olivia with her one-on-one.
Thank you, Andre. At the end of November, the Hawks were in the middle of a 7-game losing streak, turned it around, finished December on a 7-game win streak. Coach, I know you care more about level of play, and you're obviously down a couple guys right now, but what resilience did you see in that stretch, and how do you try to inspire that now?
Well, I think it's a group that has a lot of resiliency, a lot of pride, and I think you just got to keep working. You got to come, and yesterday we looked at film, was kind of our work, and hopefully, we can see where we can be better. And, I think you have a little bit of success and then you build on that. And hopefully we can get a streak, like you mentioned, going again.
Taurean Prince got his first start the other night and career-high minutes, and now gets a second start today. What did you learn in his game in that extended time?
Well, he's doing a lot of things well. His growth and his development the last, month or so has been, I think, really important to us. And he did a lot of things well. And, I think it was almost 38 minutes or a little bit more. But there's some things where he needs to be better and, on defensive rebounding and defense in general. And but it's all kind of to be expected and a natural part of his progression.
Valuable tape time, though?
Yeah, and valuable, I think, for him. I think to see the positives, to see the things he's doing well, but also to see where he can improve.
And last, Coach, Devin Booker not playing tonight, but just as a general NBA question, as someone who's been around the league a long time, 70 points from someone that young, how incredible is that?
Yeah, it's impressive. I can't remember somebody at that age or, in his second year going for 70 and, only 4 3-point shots. So, a lot of tough twos and, obviously 24 free throws. You're getting to the line like that, you're going to have a big number usually. So I think the whole league was impressed for a good reason. And, he's a good young player.
Thank you very much, Coach. Andre, back to you.
All right, Olivia, thank you very much, and thank you, Coach. And, I use the word taskmaster. Look, we were very happy with what we saw from Taurean Prince. We kind of touched on that a little bit earlier.
Right.
But if you remember, immediately after the game, Coach kind of was thinking like, well, there are a couple of things he didn't do well, and that's what I'm thinking about right now.
Yes, indeed. He always does, and that's how you have to particularly treat young guys so they can see the vision of how they can become better. And Prince is the kind of guy who wants to know that. He's going to accept that challenge and attack it with confidence. So all the signs are positive for Taurean Prince. I think he'll have a good game tonight, too.
Indeed. Basketball, a team sport. Not one man can do any one thing, even if you're scoring 70 points in a game. But for our side, there's a guy with big shoulders and big, broad shoulders. And we're talking about Dwight Howard. So we will think about him as we head to break. And we know that he has to carry just a little extra load to hopefully get rid of these losing ways. 7, go away. 7's enough. HAWKS Live is presented by BMW. Phoenix Suns are in town. Last 17 years, their last 17 visits here to Atlanta, they posted 11 wins. They're not afraid of coming here to our town, but you know what? Taurean Prince and guys, they've got another plan. We got to send these guys out on the L train. And if you're just joining us, we want to remind you once again that Taurean Prince is back ready to do some work because of our three normal starters out once again. Paul Millsap, Thabo Sefolosha, Kent Bazemore also out. The latest news, left knee synovitis for Paul Millsap. Had a non-surgical procedure done yesterday. He is out at least the next 3 games. So the Cavalry's not coming as far as help. Everybody knows that. We just got to figure out a way to get a win in more ways than one. Mr. Stinger, help me out with our keys to the game. All that being said about being shorthanded. No excuses. What about the keys?
No excuses is right, Andre. First of all, we got to score some points. We haven't scored over 100 points in any of these 7 losses. Let's start that tonight. Suns give up 113 points a game, second most in the NBA. Surely we can get there tonight. Second thing, yes it is, defend the paint. This young team wants to get into the paint and do damage. Play defense there. They get to the paint the 4th most times in the NBA. Lastly, continue to look for Dwight Howard. Dwight is averaging points and doing damage. He has to be the first option on your offense on the half-court set.
Take a look at Dwight Howard right there. And as we get closer and closer to tip-off, when Gucci Mane isn't sitting at Celebrity Row, he's watching HAWKS Live. What's Gucci Mane's favorite part of HAWKS Live?
Gucci Mane likes Stinger Spotlight.
All right, give it to him, man.
Appreciate that for the Gucci. Here you go, Gucci. Spotlight, we're going to go to THJ. He's been on fire. He says no Devin Booker tonight, but he's not going to let that bother him. THJ is going to do his thing. Hawks need him to do exactly that, Andre.
Okay, we need the momentum of a 1-game win streak. Dennis Schroeder, THJ, everybody look to do that after the break. We got Hawks basketball. Enjoy the game, everybody.